Alright, people, we're practically getting ready to start here. I am Sentinel, joined up by Kidnot, and nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, Sutton, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good other than my headset just starting to fall apart. Other than that, we're doing good.
So right now we're just waiting on the last, just making sure one last settings check.
Okay,
Alright.
Gale Force is in here.
Hmm?
I said Gale Force is in here.
Who's that?
I don't know if he's playing or.
Oh,
Oh no, he's just never mind.
Goron's the lead. Um, Holly next is playing, and then it's gonna be Legolas first.
Oh, okay, cool.
The first map is gonna be on Catalyst.
Cool.
Now we're just waiting for you. Yep. Alright. Now we're just waiting for everybody to ready up.
Okay, sounds good.
Here we go. All right. Let's get it started, folks. Spawning in the top right. Top left. Representing Psionic Aftermath, it is Legolas.
Okay, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, playing for 12 step, our blue Terran player. It is Holynex.
Nothing really happening here yet.
No, it looks like they're both running into a little bit of lag. No, it looks pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a Reaper expand and have gas pool for Legolas.
Nothing really happening so far. SCV gonna be coming in with a very long waypoint.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a fairly decent sized map.
Hatch
Check
is
to make
nearly
sure
done.
there's-
He's gonna
yeah,
start
make
opening
sure
up with a
there's no,
Reaper.
Yeah, make sure there's no early pull to so he can start his command center on the low ground.
He'll be dropping mules. Everything's opening up just fine.
Legacy is going for a little bit of a more of a macro build. He pulled a couple out of gas, which is fairly standard. Probably take a third expansion around 31 supply.
Let's see. Double queen production starting off before Lings. Gonna start popping now.
Yep.
Everything seems relatively standard so far. Adding
Yeah,
on a
he's-
reactor on the barracks and walling off at this point.
Yeah, he's got 4 lings out for the Reaper. It's in his main base. He's gonna get. He got the Reaper in his main.
And he only lost a single Ling at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Good trade.
Good catch, absolutely.
At this point, since there's nothing to contest him, it looks like he's just gonna go and take his third base at this point. Strangely enough, Psionic is actually gonna go for a second factory and adding on another reactor and going straight into Hellions. Other than that, nothing really much, so we might be seeing a little bit of mech play here. At the same time, Legolas is be going for is Roche Warren.
Well, actually, that's a really good counter to the double factory with the Hellion. He could be going like Hellion Cyclone or just be doing a big Hellion push. So that's a really good counter to.
He's gonna scout this out with the Overlord, and he's gonna spot out the 2 Hellions so he at least knows enough information what's coming out. And he's actually gonna see all 4 of the Hellions moving out if he's looking at it, and they're starting to head across the map now. Does he have enough units to deal with it?
He's getting some extra queens. He's only got the 3 lings.
Overlord's gonna spot this out. Now let's see what happens next. Well, the Lings definitely die. That's the first thing that happens.
Yeah, I don't know as he did see that because he wasn't producing any roaches in the round.
5 workers gone down so far, and it looks like it's a disaster right now. None of all these drones are just gonna be fried. He had no. And
He
these.
must not have seen that. He started up a lair and he did not produce any roaches.
And almost every single drone's gonna be fried at this point. The roaches just popping out, and brought down to 10 workers. This is not looking good, folks. And he's just gonna double down. There's more Hellions in the way. A lot of these are in the red, very deep red, but I mean, it's at this point you can just go back home. You know he's done damage. He's got another hit squad of them coming out. Wow, he's actually gonna make 10 drones. I'm not sure if that's the best call if you only have 1 roach.
Yeah, he had almost 800 minerals. He could have made a bunch of links to at least get rid of these 4 Hellions.
At this point, he's just macroing up behind, double producing Cyclones at this point. Adding on the double armory and is already looking pretty bad. It's gonna take a lot to come back from this.
Yeah, worker supply is 42 to 24, even though Legolas is on 3 bases, but he's still going up. He just made 9 more drones.
The one thing he is doing is definitely building him in good little chunks, but he needs units right now. He's being nearly tripled the amount of army supply right now. And what's gonna happen when he comes out with 4 Cyclones and a bunch of Hellions? They're just gonna die straight up.
Yeah, he's about ready to move out with the Cyclones and the Hellions, and there's just going to be nothing there for Legolas. Producing 9 more drones. He's trying to catch up in the macro, but he's got to have some type of units to defend it at home.
He has nothing, and look, here comes all the Hellions on the creep, and then he's gonna see these 4. And now they're turning into Hellbats. I'm pretty sure this guy's dead. GG.
Yeah, I don't think he saw those first Hellions moved out. I mean, really, all he had to do was make some lings. He was only on one gas, but he could have made lings just to hold off those 4 Hellions.
GG. So the first win's gonna go to them. 12 step. Congratulations. And then the next player is going to be. Let's see. Let me just make sure real quick. Next player is If I Were Soup. So we're gonna get her in real quick. And yeah. Thank you for playing, Legolas. Hope you guys in chat are having a good day so far.
So you said you haven't been casting a lot lately, or taking
Well,
a little break?
well, I mean, I've just been busy with schooling and stuff, and now we're on
Yeah.
spring break. I mean, summer break. So yeah.
Yeah.
So next map is going to be on Acid Plant. I almost clicked on Balance Test Mod. That would have been embarrassing. All right. All right. Just waiting on them. And then we'll get into game number 2.
TVP. That'll be interesting.
It's gonna be my first time seeing If I Were Soup playing. I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him play either. Yeah. Arcus and not many people chase Hellions with drones in chat. Yeah, if you have to chase him with drones, you know you're in trouble.
All right. We're gonna get started now. Here we go. Alrighty. Spawning in the bottom right, representing 12 step and Cyclones Anonymous. He is Hollynix.
And we are on Acid Plants. Spawning for Psionic Aftermath, our blue Protoss player. It is If I Were a Soup.
Both these players just open up standard. Pretty much nothing's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a unique name, If I Were a Soup.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Fire Soup is trying. Actually, nah, never mind. I thought she was sending out a little bit of an early probe scout, but nothing really out of the ordinary happening. Yes, yet.
No, I think that's fairly standard. A lot of times they'll go up and do a little bit of harass on the SCV, making the barracks and so on. So that's pretty standard. And maybe harass the one on the low ground if they go command center on the low ground. Harass that SCV a little bit.
The Fire Soup is just gonna throw down the Nexus and then probably following up with a Cyber Core. Oh, Holland is gonna get that gas steal. Fire Soup needs to make a Cyber Core before another pylon fire. Recall, remember correctly. Excuse me. So yeah, at this point it's just let's hope that the Reaper does not get too much damage done before that Stalker comes out, because the Reaper is already done and the Cybernetics Core is a little bit on the late side. So we're gonna see what happens next.
Yeah, that'll definitely throw a Protoss off, because they definitely need that gas. I know a lot of Zerg players will try and go up and steal the gas, and like you say, the Reaper is on the way, and the Cybernetics Core hasn't even completed. Looks like he's saving a chrono boost to try and get that Stalker out.
At this point, the Reaper is about to come nearly there as we're approaching the 3rd or 4th base location. This could lead to some problems because it's only halfway done, and it's just getting there, but we'll see what happens.
He's pulling the probes a little bit, hoping not to get any kills. He's got one so far.
The Stalker just getting juked out, but everything moves on, I guess. At this point,
it wasn't bad though, only one kill. Considering the Stalker was so late.
Psionic is just gonna put his reactor factory down. He's gonna open up with Cyclones. Gonna add a tech lab behind it, so we might see possible tech lab start port or other options. But the Reaper's coming back in and starting to get some value in. He's gonna get only one more. Only one. Hasn't gotten the. He's gotten 2 kills so far. 2 kills.
Yeah, he got that second kill, but with the shield battery there, they would actually be able to get to safety by the shield battery.
The Cyclone just gonna sit back for a little bit. Stim is already on the way. Oh, something interesting. He's gonna open up with Marauders, so maybe we might see a little bit of a cheeky play with just Marauders.
Yeah, if I were Soup's trying to chrono boost an Immortal out and putting down a second shield battery.
The Cyclones are gonna start heading out. If these Stalkers are caught out, it could be a little bit dangerous. Probe's gonna spot that out, but these Stalkers need to get behind the shield batteries. Here we go. Cyclone's just gonna be pushed back for now. There's not a lot of not a ton of production behind this, so we might have to see what happens here.
Yeah, if I were Soup's putting down a second robo facility, so trying to probably double produce the Immortal. He's got a second one out with 2 shield batteries.
And as well as a Twilight Council, so this could lead to some interesting play. No additional gates just yet. Just gonna double down a robo. I don't know if it's gonna lead to some pickup micro or whatever it could lead up to, but these additional barracks are kind of late on Holynex's side, because he has the potential to go with like a bunch of Marauders, but he only has 3 on the field, and Sim is about to finish up, but he's building all these production facilities a little bit on the later side. And as this time is gonna go by, this potency is not gonna last as long, and now just double producing Immortal with charge on the way could be very effective.
Yeah, definitely. As far as you know, as right now, I think he's done a really good job. He's going to take a 3rd Nexus. Worker supplied Holyneck is up 43 to 34.
But with all of these racks coming up now, at this point, it could get a little scary if Ira Soup doesn't really take advantage of the situation, as she does have 3 Immortals and a War Prism on the way. Only 2 gates behind it, though. A 3rd gate coming up, but nothing yet so far. An Observer's on the way.
Yeah,
This is a pretty good
a
fortified location.
That's a lot of barracks, though.
And that's a lot of tech labs on barracks.
Yeah, it is.
Concussion shell, and then
+1 in combat shields.
that's a lot of barracks, and now we're starting to get that starport production.
Yeah, actually, if I were a Soup, decided not to take that 3rd base.
This is all underneath her vision, so this, and her War Prison's still at home. This would have been very important for her push if she was going to do one, but I think now she realizes that, hey, this is not a good position to take, and these Immortals could get caught out if they're not careful, especially with Stim and +1 and Combat Shield's about to finish up, and a bad supply block as well, so this could be very painful.
Yeah, Holy Next is up 60 army supply to 29. So we really needed to move back to the safety of those shield batteries, but that's still a pretty powerful army that's moving forward. A lot of Marauders and Cyclones.
This is going to hit hard. It's going to hit fast. The good thing is that he do has Warp Pins, but is it enough? The Immortals are blasting through, but that's a lot of bio. And these Zealots just getting shredded and doesn't look so good right now.
No, he fired fire one of the shield batteries down, and the other one's out of energy. So, trying to pull the probe, but there's the GG.
And Cyclones Anonymous is going to take game number 2. I have just been notified that the stream is not actually the right name right now. Oops. I actually can't do anything about it, dudes. I'm not a mod, so I'm sorry about that, people.
Oh.
I don't exactly know what I would do about that. I'm sorry, people, about that. Hope you guys can at least see from the overlay right now that there's an issue. I mean, what it's about actually, and I'm sorry about that, people. Next player is going to be Dust, and is he? Yep. I have no idea how to change the title, guys. I'm so sorry about that. So what do you think of the series so far? Get not.
Well, I think that Hayek is playing really well. He's got a couple of really good builds so far that he just seems to be dominating, and we'll have to see if Psionic Aftermath can come up with something to stop him. But he's definitely a powerhouse so far.
Mm-hmm. Our next map is going to be on Lost and Found. Dust is gonna have to...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I was just gonna say hi to Zeno. I haven't talked to him in a while. See him in chat, so I was just gonna say hi to him.
Yeah, I'm very sorry about the problems, guys. I don't know how to change that. If a person that can control that can do that for me on chat, that'd be great. Other than that, I don't really know what to do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was from the last event that they had.
That was maybe like 30 minutes ago. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't just cut it off. What if they're still what if they're still doing the match? Like, what if they're still doing the match and they're like, what the heck happened to the stream?
I was just watching that too. That's why I was kind of surprised that you had another one that was starting up when you told me in an hour, because I was watching, but that was about 45 minutes ago, so maybe they were done.
Oh, if y'all are coming from that stream and I accidentally cut it off, I'm so sorry. Cause I thought Gravity was doing it on his stream, right? So I was like, maybe he has something. It'll be okay. But if you guys came from a stream where it was Psionic Aftermath and I just cut it off, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, it may have been on Gravity's, I'm not sure.
Shout out to Gravity. He's a good caster.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a good job. From the ones I was watching, he was really good.
So chat, do you guys hear everything going on okay? Our voice is okay? The score is currently 2-0 in favor for Cyclone Anonymous. All right. Spawning in the bottom left. I lost my words for a second. Representing Sonic Aftermath, it is Dust.
And spawning in the upper right-hand corner, spawning is our blue Terran player for Cyclone Anonymous. It is Hollynecks. He's 2-0 so far. So got to see if Psionic Aftermath can stop this guy.
So far, he's had a pretty good time with his game so far.
Well, Dust definitely seems to be familiar with the map. He's put his supply depot where the Reaper would normally come up the cliff there. So
Something that always confuses me. If you place it there, can you actually still jump because there's a little block?
well, I'm not positive on this map, but usually they'll put the supply depot so that the Reaper can't come up there. So I'm assuming he can't, but I am actually not positive.
Factory is going to be a follow-up. But Hollynecks is going to go for an earlier CC. Interesting.
Yeah, Dust actually went into the double gas, so it's going to give him a little bit earlier factory, but the later CC. So we'll have to see if he can put on some pressure and maybe punish him a little bit for that greed and taking that command center so early.
I don't even think Hollynecks doesn't even have any units. I don't see any units here.
And he made a Reaper. I know he made a Reaper.
Where? I actually don't see it. Oh, it was blending in between the minerals. The micro. He almost gets that, but now he's gonna start making a run for it. These both are gonna start healing up, but he's got another Reaper at home. Everything seems relatively safe.
Yeah, and Dust is making a Cyclone while he's getting his second command center.
Now, who wins in this fight? Well, obviously the two Reapers. Okay, well, yeah, and Holleynex is starting up his own double cyclone production, and yeah, nothing really else is changing.
Yeah, I think the only advantage is that now Holleynex has his command center down, so he can start dropping rules and get that double cyclone production. I know the starport is just about done for Dust.
Gonna start off with with a medevac, a single medevac, so it could end up being a double cyclone drop, which could provide to be pretty useful in this statement.
Yeah, it definitely could if he can catch Holleynex out of position.
The worker advantage isn't too heavily in favor for Holleynex. He does have the double. He does have the double orbital though earlier, and definitely the economy is being affected because of that. And just like I called it, there goes Dust's double cyclone drop.
Yeah, he does. Holleynex does have his Reaper over to the left of his main base for a spotter for that medevac coming by, so he should be able to spot that. And he's actually got 4 cyclones out now. But it looks like he is supply blocked.
During that little distraction, he actually managed to get through it, and I haven't seen any reaction yet until just now. We're gonna see what happens next.
Yeah, he's gonna have to boost out of there before those cyclones lock on.
Ooh, that was very close.
Yeah, he barely made it out of there.
Oh wow, that was very close. Dust is gonna follow up with a third CC. Holleynex already has his up, and again he's starting to ramp up the production at the 530 mark.
Yeah, that's where that earlier CC seems like it's definitely paying off for him.
Meantime, he does have he did manage to get out a Raven, so that might help out in an upcoming fight. But there are quite a few cyclones. If he just moved out, it'd be a little bit of trouble. But does it seem like? What do you think? It doesn't seem like he's going to be going straight into mech. But what do you think he's going to do for Holleynex?
Well, he's building another factory, and yeah, I think he's going to be definitely going into mech. I know that Dust does have 1 tank out, and he's got his 3rd CC being built, but he seems to be going more into bio. He's building some more barracks. So it looks like Holleynex is going to be playing mech, and Dust is going to be going into bio.
Now, I wonder how well it's going to work out for both sides. Holleynex has a 3rd base already, and that could end up at, like, the economy's already being swayed. There's already starting to build up a worker, like a pretty big worker lead, and the supplies are starting to increase in his favor. Well, let's see what happens. Holleynex is actually going to be getting blue flame for the Hellions that he's building now at this point.
Yeah, Dust has 2 engineering bases. He's getting double upgrades, so that could definitely be in his advantage. And his 3rd CC is done. He's moving it onto the low ground. So, I don't know. I mean, the economic advantage is definitely in favor of Dust, but that upgrade advantage could really help out Holleynex if he can, or Dust if he can get some production over. He's got a lot of siege tank and some bio out, so. I don't know. I think if he stabilizes economically, going down by 4 workers.
In the meantime, he managed to get in a drop. It actually did quite a bit of damage. He brought him down 10 workers. He did sacrifice the medevac and the cyclones, but he did get 10 workers, and that brings him relatively even.
Yeah, now he's actually up in army supply. They're just about tied in workers, and then with that. It looks like his +1 is just about done, and so he is getting the double upgrade. So I almost have to give the advantage to Dust.
At this point, he's gonna do a double. Oh, he's gonna load up 8 Marines and 2 tanks. Let's see what happens next at this point. Could be interesting if he can get a good drop. He can get a jump on those Hellions. There are quite a few Vikings, so they're not gonna have any problem with taking out these medevacs if they're caught in the right position. We will see though.
Yeah, he's actually moving one Viking over now where the medevacs are heading up on the left side of the map.
It's gonna be right in the view. This could, oh wow, this could be very dicey very quickly. That these guys are just gonna boost on out and get a unload. Let's see what happens next. The tanks are gonna start sieging.
Pretty good position with those tanks there, though.
At the meantime, he's gonna start moving out. Maybe he's probably gonna catch these cyclones out, and that could be pretty huge if he can get the siege off first. Oh! Wow! He managed to get an anti-armor missile on all of his army, and here comes a Marine just shredding. Wow! These guys are actually being completely shredded. He cleared out all the ground, and now it's just Vikings. And wow! I've never actually thought that would have been ended that quickly. And these upgraded Marines just shredded the mech army. They're very low. There's no medevacs to heal them, but the damage is being done, and the Cyclone is just going to start racking up the kills.
And he's still got that little drop left in the main base there, so he's got the tanks behind the bio there. So yeah, it looks like he's going to take this this game, and he's going to bring it to at least a 2-1 here.
He's gonna he's gonna interference matrix the tank. Psionic is gonna call out the GG, and Dust gets the victory. That's gonna bring it to 2-1 in favor of Cyclone Anonymous.
Yeah, he played a really good game. I really liked the build with the bio tank and getting the double upgrades, and then the multi-prong attack there to drop the base and then move into the natural base. I think it caught Psionic off guard there. And then, like you said, the drop earlier that took out 10 of the SCVs, I think that also made a huge difference.
Worked out pretty good. It was good.
Yeah, good game. So brings it to a 2-1.
Oof, good series so far.
Yeah, that just was Aftermath needed. They needed to take a game off from Psionic and take him out.
That was a pretty good double prong attack. The fact that he managed to catch him out was huge in that engagement.
Yeah, with just the one Viking there, he was able to boost up and get into the main base. And then he caught the rest of his forces off in position there.
The anti-armor missile was huge.
Yeah. And that +1 bio, that just shredded those Cyclones.
I've never seen a mech army that looks so gigantic just be absolutely destroyed in like half a second. That was awesome.
Yeah, and he had those tanks in a good position behind his bio also.
That was a very money shot from the Raven to get that.
Yeah, because that was the only air he had. I mean, he had no Vikings. He just had the one Raven, so that was definitely a good call on his part. The Lord of Terrence is a man after his own heart. Cyclone drop.
Pretty interesting series so far. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I was glad to see him come back and take that game to bring it to a 2-1 here.
The next map is going to be on 16-bit. What do you think of this map?
I don't know. It's okay. I like to. I'm not overly familiar with it. I mean, I haven't played an awful lot of games recently because I've got some injuries to my hands that I've been rehabbing, so I haven't been playing a lot. But
how goes the recovery?
it's going well. Yeah, it's going pretty well. I don't know. I think this map is definitely. I think it's tough for Zerg. I think for Protoss and Terran, I mean, they can definitely drop that pocket expansion. Um, and I think Protoss can take it fairly easily. I think they can get to air toss fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm. I personally like it a lot. I like the pocket third base. I usually take the pocket first though, just to be safe.
Hmm.
But yeah, now we're just waiting for Jimmy Bob to say when he's ready.
Yeah, a lot of the Zerg players, they don't take that pocket expansion because they want to get that creep spread going from the other natural base and get it out on the map, and then they'll save that pocket expansion for their third. For Terrence says I got mentioned. Hey, did you see our Tournament of Champions last night? Mr. Lord of Terrans?
At Lord of Terrans.
Yeah.
Now we're just waiting for Jimmy Bob at this point. But yeah. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. Confused.
I like to thank whoever managed to change the name. Sorry about that, people.
I don't know. I think yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get mods sometime.
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to Twitch myself. I've only
Oh
been
yeah.
casting for like maybe 3 months at max.
Oh really? Yeah. There's just an edit. You just click the edit, and you can change the name, and you can go into your also into your settings and do it. But there's a place right on the front page, and you just click edit and change the name. I was supposed to be casting the WCS Open qualifiers last night and tonight, but for some reason I didn't get to. I don't know if I didn't get the application in soon enough or what, but we were supposed to cast that last night and tonight. We casted the last WCS for Austin.
Really?
That was yeah, that was a lot of fun. We did a lot of the puck games, and
Oh wow, that
yeah,
sounds
that was
fun.
fun. It was a lot of fun.
Did you do it from home or what'd you do?
Yeah, yeah, I did it here. It was just for the Open qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
But we were able to do the NA qualifiers on Wednesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and then the EU qualifiers on Friday and Saturday. But we casted for like 8 hours a day. There were some long days, but it was fun though. It was a lot of fun.
I just realized he did reply. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. OFE was just saying this map is really bad for Zerg. You're absolutely right. It is not good for Zerg.
Me as a Protoss, I can say I really like this map against Zerg.
Well, that's why I say not only am I not playing much, but I also play Zerg, so I veto this map. So I can't say I'm overly familiar with it, but I've played it a few times and I've casted some games on it. But most Zerg players, at least on ladder or if they have the opportunity, they're going to veto this map.
Hmm. Hey, I'll be right back. Okay. 1 second.
Okay. So while he's gone, I'm going to just give a little bit of props to a tournament that we had last night. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Proxy Tempest. Most of you are, but we hold a a Diamond Platinum tournament every Tuesday night, and last night we had our Tournament of Champions because we had just had our 100th tournament. And if any of you folks out there know Gale Force, give a shout out to Gale Force because he was the winner of our Tournament of Champions, and he's actually going to be getting some coaching from Pig for the prize for winning that tournament. So if you know Gale Force, definitely give a shout out to him and give him some congrats because he did a great job last night. So it looks like I'm going to go ahead and start off the introductions. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Terran player playing for 12 step. It is Jimmy Bob. And in the upper right-hand corner, just go ahead and do the introductions. We probably don't have the observer going here, but
I'm here. I'm sorry. I heard you.
No, that's fine.
I realized my mic was muted. I'm so sorry. All right. Spawning in the top right, representing Psionic Aftermath, it is Dust.
Okay.
I realized when I pushed the button, apparently I pushed it twice. I was trying to say like, oh, I'm so sorry guys if you guys just heard a big old thump from my mic falling, and apparently I was still muted, so whoops.
Not a big deal.
Another TVT on this map. But
Yeah, we have
sorry, go ahead.
we have Dust opening up that double gas again. So he seems to favor the early factory versus the the little bit more of a macro opener, which seemed to work out for him really well that last game.
Mm-hmm. Nothing really much going on just yet. I'm excited to see what Dust got to bring left to the table.
Yeah, I wonder if Dust was going to steal the gas from Jimmy Bob there. I see Jimmy Bob took one of his SCVs and put it on hold by the geyser because Dust had his SCV over there, so he just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to steal his gas. But he does have that early factory going down.
The SCV is actually starting to get to work on that. Wow, is it actually?
No, he's not going to get it.
He
Oh,
did get it. He traded
well.
a SCV for an SCV.
Yeah, it's going to delay the factory just a little bit, and Jimmy Bob is taking his second command center.
Following up
Kind
with
of a mirror of last game where Dust does go for that early factory.
Mm-hmm. He has his own Reaper at home, but Dust is following up with a second Reaper, but Jimmy Bob is following up with a reactor factory. This Reaper just gonna go and bypass this, gonna scout it out, see what value you can get out of this Reaper. The Reaper does exchange fire shots, so let's see if it can manage to get out of there. Ooh, that is one unlucky Reaper. Alright. Oof, thank you so much, Xenodactyl. I didn't even realize that. I'm sorry. See, I'm still getting on top of these things, dude. I'm so sorry. Starport follow-up. Cyclone follow-up. This Reaper ain't gonna get anything done. Especially when it just walks in and barely gets out of there. Ain't gonna be able to do much except for inevitably die.
Yeah,
Unless he can just juke him out.
Yeah, he's a goner. Well, we have two Cyclones out for Jimmy Bob, and he's making another.
Dust at this point will know if he moves out. He's following up with more Cyclones behind it, as well as getting a third command center. But Dust is getting his he already has his two Cyclones out, and he's just about ready to start moving out.
Yeah, the medevac is out now, so it looks like he wants to do that. to take the Marines, or are you going to wait for that second cyclone?
He already has it. There we go.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I thought he had 2 out, but it was on the low ground and I didn't see it. So he's going to move toward that pocket expansion, but there's 2 cyclones that are on patrol for Jimmy Bob right outside that pocket expansion there. So he may not quite get as much done this time as he did the last game.
With this Reaper, he's probably going to be able to pull these cyclones out of position, which might give him enough time to do the real damage here. Oh, but that is quite a few cyclones. He's pulling them out of position just long enough for him to get in, and here he comes with the 2 cyclones. See how much value these two can get. All the cyclones are pretty much on the other side. They're just starting to come down right now. Wow, he's actually managed to get 7 workers, and he boosts out of there.
Yeah,
7
so
workers,
it was
pretty good.
Exactly the same as the first game. He pulls him out of position. He does that drop, and he ties up the SCB count. So with that little bit less macro opening, with that the way he's able to pull him out of position. Now he does have that 3rd CC. Jimmy Bob has that 3rd CC done.
And the game has stabilized once again. And Dust actually manages to take a worker lead. Pretty good. He has his engineering bay up and running. Oh, and here comes the second drop. See if he can get more value out of it. If he can catch this right before, if he can juke around these could be pretty huge. Let's see what happens. Here comes the drop, slowly, surely. Now it's gonna get boosted in. He'll be dropped straight into the middle of this.
Was not spotted by Jimmy Bob, and he's not reacting to it at all. He is now starting to pull up. He does have these 6 cyclones.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't even matter if he kills the cyclones. Those 2 cyclones managed to get so much value out. Imagine if he had 2 Widow Mines with that. Oh, that would have been sick. Oh, I've seen this trick. And is it still possible that if you burrow a Widow Mine, you can put a siege tank on top of it?
I know a lot of times they'll put a Marine on top. I've never seen maybe one of the Terran players in chat can tell me. I've never seen a tank put on top of it.
Any Terrans out there, if you guys whenever I stream, if you do a PvZ, if you can, I want you to see if you can do that and see if you can bait out a massive muta hit if you can. That'd be amazing.
Well, I know a lot of times they'll put 1 Marine on top of them, but I've never heard of, they'll do that like against Protoss for an Oracle or something, like that. So the 3rd command center for Dust is done. He's moving it onto the low ground, and he's actually up now in worker supply 50 to 43, and up in army supply 47 to 40. And again, he's getting those double upgrades and getting his bio tank production going.
The TPM is starting to sprout from Jimmy Bob. He does not want to get dropped again. It's really slow on his progress, and he hasn't even started his own upgrades yet, which is probably going to end up biting him in the butt if it doesn't really do anything about it. And here comes double tank for Marine drop. He's going to be doing the 2-prong attack one more time. He's got the +1 and just plenty of production to follow up. I'm so sorry I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was just saying that there is 1 turret that is in that pocket expansion, but if he can get by that, he's going to get that 2-prong attack going, and again, he's going to have those cyclones against that bio tank.
He managed.
So it really looks like the same game as last one.
Dust managed to just juke out the Viking, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what's coming, so let's see how on top of he can be with his drop. Here comes a drop on the right.
He actually is going to lose both of the medevacs to the turrets, but he's doing an awful lot of damage, pulling them out of position. Now he moves in with his bio and his tanks on the low ground into the 3rd base of Jimmy Bob.
He just cleaned up on the right, but he lost 14 workers, and now he's just going to lose more. He's brought down to 23 less workers than he originally was. He even has an SCV drilling away at this. The damage has been done. He lost one of his command centers, his 3rd command center. And now he's just having free reign against these Vikings. These tanks already. Oh, he doesn't even have any tanks. And here comes another anti-armament missile, just gonna shred it. Jimmy Bot's gonna call out the GG, and Dust's gonna take game number 4, bringing Psionic Aftermath to a 2-2.
2-2. That was the exact same build as he did in the first game, and he seems to do really well with that quick factory, and then he delays his command center just a little bit, but with the upgrades that he gets and that double prong attack, he just seems to really have their number tonight, and he's playing really well. 16 mutas into 4 mines.
Oh gosh, that would have been so good. All right.
So tied up 2-2 now.
Pretty long and good series. I'm having a pretty good time.
Yeah, I think one of the last times I casted the Psionic Aftermath, they were down 3-0 and actually brought it back and won 7-3. That was really, in fact, I solo casted that tournament.
Oh.
Yeah, that was really exciting.
Oof.
A little bit sad in the beginning. I was like, geez, I hope I didn't jinx these guys. It was the first tournament that I casted for them, but then they brought it back. It was a lot of fun. Really exciting.
Cata, Acid, 16, and what are the maps? What did we play on so far? Do you know which maps we played on so far? Lost and Found.
Yeah.
Now we're just waiting at this point to see which map is next. The score so far is 2-2 for people that didn't hear it earlier. It's been interesting so far. Good little turnout today. Thanks for joining us.
Let's go with Dreamcatcher.
All right.
I like this map as a Zerg player.
I have not played on this map yet. I don't really care for it. It seems a little bit off to me. I don't know if what y'all in chat think about it, but I mean, I'm very much a standard map player. It's interesting to me, but I mean, it's not my cup of tea.
Well, looks like we're going to have a TVP this match.
I'm very much enjoying it. This is a good series so far.
Yeah, it's been really good. There's a lot of places on these maps that the Terrans can set up with their tanks behind those shrubs or whatever you want to call them there, toward the middle of the map there that they can set up.
All right, let's get into it. Spawning in the top left, representing Psionic Aftermath, taking in 2 points from this series, it is Dust.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, trying to get a point back on the board for 12 step. It is our yellow Protoss player. It is Daniel.
I cannot push these buttons for crap. There we go.
So we've seen Dusk's build TVTs. Now we'll see what he does against a Protoss player.
What would you do if you did the same thing? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was the same situation. He blocked the Protoss player from stealing his gas.
Right at the last second, too.
Yeah, he did.
Not even close. He is taking 2 SCVs with him, though. I'm not sure if I'm agreeing with his call. Yeah, he's going to pull one of them back at this point. He actually is going to bring up another probe. Going to juke out the other SCV, and it's going to end up on top of this little cliffing area here. But other than that, nothing really else is happening. Going to follow up with his cybernetic score. Nothing really happening so far.
Well, just got an SCV scout in the Protoss base, and looks like Dust is going to open up with a Reaper, and he's going to put an expansion on the high ground.
Ethan Yull is actually going to be going for a proxy pylon above the Dreamcatcher at this point. I wonder what he's got planned.
Looks like probably a Stargate, maybe. Oh, he was going for a Robo. Maybe a double Robo.
Let's see.
Yeah, because I don't think he started Warp Gate yet. There's a double Robo.
Ooh,
He
almost
got
it. Almost scouted it. That would have been absolutely huge. He knows there's something up. You can obviously tell from his attack pathing. He knows something's up. Because if he went in, oh sorry.
Yeah, he had the SUV into the Protoss's base there.
That was actually really close. If you look at it, folks, it was literally right 1 block off. Oh, that was very close for him scouting that. The Robos are now up, and he has enough. He's going to start Cronin boosting out his Immortal. This Reaper might be able to get in and see what happens. If he's very lucky, he'll be able to see, where's your tech out? Where is it? He actually manages to outsmart the Adept, and now he'll be able to get a full-on scout off. He's going to see there's nothing in the base besides just an Adept. And maybe that should prompt him, oh man, something's going to be going down right now. Instead of following up with a second Immortal, he's actually going to go for the Warp Prism beforehand.
Yep, he's going to do an Immortal drop with a Warp Prism. Looks like Dust is trying to get some Marines out.
The first kill of the game. Yeah, he knows exactly what's going on. He's going to start heading back. He's got to close that wall when he has a chance.
Yeah, he's got a bunker with some Marines in it, but once that second Immortal comes out and
even a third one popping out, and Marine is being eviscerated. He has a Cyclone following up with some, yeah, and he's gonna follow up with 4 pylons.
Yeah, he just got supply blocked though. That's going to be good. Cyclone is just about out. Really needs to get that Warp Prism though.
Ooh, if he can manage to cut that off right then and there, that'd be huge. Alright, bringing his shields down. Those, if he could focus fire that one wounded Immortal, that'd be great. Because now,
gets a bunker though.
at this point, the DPS on these Marines can definitely take it.
He was actually able to get one of the Immortals. Now he's going to get a second one. So it looks like he's going to be able to hold this off.
The value was very good with just a few Marines and a couple Cyclones and a Dream. He managed to get it out. And now he can snipe off the Warp Prism. He had the chance to. But no, yeah, at this point, there's nothing to save at this point. A third Immortal. Oh, wow, there's 3 Immortals now at this point. Will he be, oh wow, this is getting very close. He's gonna warp in a single zealot to take this. Oh wow, one of the mortals is getting really close there. But these Marines are starting to get real red and hurting right now at this point. He's gonna start repairing these. He's gonna pull the boys to see what happens here. He's actually managing to get the wraparound around the zealot. And actually, this looks like it might actually end up going in the favor of Dust, who, wow, oh, but there's just so many more immortals. They just keep coming, man. I don't think there's not a lot that he can do at this point.
No, he's got 4 immortals with the warp prism. He takes out the barracks. Now he's going after the factory.
Yeah, and Ethaniel has literally done nothing except build immortals. He's gonna pull the boys and see how much damage he can get done. The damage is being done though, and you know what? He actually manages to get one of the immortals, but they just keep coming, man. There's nothing really left to do. He's gonna keep losing more of these. And this hurts.
Yeah, I mean, he was really close to being able to hold that, but there's a couple extra immortals.
At this point, he's got no more army left. He has nothing to produce except for a single Marine. At this point, the game's kind of done.
Yeah, he was unable to drop that factory back down to get more cyclones. The only thing he's got left is SCVs against 3 immortals. And actually, he's got a century.
That was a very closely held game.
Yeah, that was really close. It was a good build by the Protest player, and Dust almost held it off, and but really well played by the Protest player. So now it's 3-2.
Oof, close match so far. Oh wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, he knew something was up. I mean, he got in there with his SCV, he got in there with his Reaper, he knew something was up, but
yeah, what if he would have just pulled the boys? Scouted that out and just shot down the pylon. It would have been, the game would have been over right then and there.
yeah, the only thing, even if that Reaper had gotten over and scouted that, there's really nothing to kill the pylon. I think the biggest thing, that if he could have locked onto that warp prism earlier with the cyclones, when he got that second cyclone out, I think he would have been able to hold it. But once he was able to do the warp prism micro, then I think that was pretty much it from there.
We're bringing in our last boy for Psionic Aftermath, and it's OFE. Wow, this is a pretty good game so far.
Yeah.
Good series so far. Dream, Acid, Catalyst. Lost and Found. And I don't really see any other things I've played on. Let's see, Dreamcatcher, 16-bit, Lost and Found, Acid, and Catalyst.
Yep.
He's left with Red and oof.
Oh, jeez. Not Red.
And
he knows that one.
oh gosh, those were hands down. Let's go Red Shift. Oh yeah, break out the memes, the popcorn, and all that. All right, folks, it's gonna be on Red Shift. Wow, we actually managed to get in 30 viewers. Thanks, guys, for showing support.
Bad, yeah, glad you guys could join us tonight. We've got a really good clan war going on. Score is 3-2. See if Psionic Aftermath can tie it up 3-3.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Raise check. The score is currently 3-2 in favor of Cyclones Anonymous.
Well, we haven't seen a ZVP yet, so that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on this map.
All right, we're loading into the game now, folks.
Yeah, this can be a tough map for Zerg also, because really the only thing Protoss needs to do is get one Void Ray out, and that completely shuts down any gold bases that Zerg can take.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Spawning. In the bottom left. Scoring a point against Psionic Aftermath. Representing Cyclones Anonymous. It is Ethan Yull.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, playing for Psionic Aftermath, trying to tie up the score at 3-3. It is OFE, our blue Zerg player.
Giving that traditional little cheese spray. Ooh, maybe that's a little hint to see what's going to happen next. I did not know that these minerals made a wall, because I thought with a map like this it'd just be so easy just for you to still come in here and proxy. But it was pretty smart how they did that. He actually managed to spray 2 cheeses down. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe he's got some APM to spare or something.
Yeah, must be.
OFE, if you're gonna watch this VOD later when it comes out, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, OFE went ahead and he took the gold base as his natural. So we'll have to see the response from, I don't know if it's Nathaniel, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but...
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Nathaniel sounds fine.
Yep. I know that there's a couple of things you can do as a Zerg player. You can get a Spine Crawler and a couple of Queens.
You'd start
So
shelling away.
Yeah, well, that helps your defense a little bit. But I don't know, sometimes I think on this map, it almost baits you into taking that gold base.
Debating yourself.
Yeah.
Out of this new map pool, which one's your favorite so far?
The 4-player map. What's
Darkness Sanctuary?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Love that. Three hats before pool. Yes.
All possible on that map.
Yes, if at all possible.
My favorite map is Lost and Found, actually. I think it's really cool to look at aesthetically. And then I also like 16-bit because the way the lighting finally makes the Protoss structures look like they're purifiers, because it gives them a nice like silver color.
Right.
That was crazy to me. He's got his 2 adepts at the wall. They're actually going to come across the map at this point. He does have double gates. No expansion up yet.
Yeah, and OF he's taking a 3rd base.
Will he actually have enough at home to defend from these? They could get some good value in if he just doesn't do it. Oh, actually, they're gonna come from the backside. This actually is gonna hurt quite a bit if they start shelling away at these drones right here.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. You need some Spine Crawlers or something there. because there's just no way to hold that pressure out if you get anything that can, you know, you can't get lings through there. Look, there's a Twilight Council down for.
He is gonna get a good wraparound.
No, he wasn't. Okay, now he started out Resonating Glaives, and then he canceled that and went to Blink, and now he canceled that and went back to Resonating Glaives. So he's gonna do a, looks like a one base Adept push here.
I find it so crazy that they made this map so that 3 of these mineral patches just mine out, and that makes a whole walkway. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, right. Right.
These little lings are going to start actually doing quite a bit of damage. It's going to take away at least a little bit of this, but he does have 2 more depth after this, so I think he's going to have no problem holding this.
Yeah, he's going to hold it. Again, the OFE is putting down that roach warren, but you got to make sure that he does make the roaches, because once those Adepts come out, Resonating Glaives is about halfway done. But he is on 3 bases, though, or he's almost on 3 bases.
Oof. Keep in mind, folks, that if this is for all the money, so if nothing happens here, nothing's gonna happen anywhere.
You know, he's taking double gas at the gold base, so as long as he starts producing roaches, he should be fine.
Here comes 4 depths coming in. Oh wow, he actually is in the base too, but only gonna get 2 worker kills, 3 worker kills, and a pretty good trade for what, 4 depths?
Yeah, and there's 4 more depths that have not now shown up, but he is actually making some roaches, and there's a couple that are out. So Resonating Glaives is done, but with those roaches being out, with him being on 3 bases, he should be able to hold this off with no problem.
Here comes 4 more adepts coming to support this. Now he's following up with Blink. In the meantime, OFE is going to follow up with a layer behind this. And he's going to just bypass these roaches and see if he can see what he can get done. He's going to split off actually. Let's see how much damage. He's going to let the glaives finish, but he is appropriately split. So let's see what happens. He actually manages to get quite a few drones. Oof, 6 drones going down at this point. He's brought down a pretty substantial worker lead. He is droning behind this, but he does have a 3rd base. But here comes a nice, good attack of stalkers. And I just realized he's doing this all off 1 base.
Yeah, I mean, he's up. OFE's up 44 to 22 workers, and his army supply is 38 to 18. Yeah, 38 to 18.
At this point, I think he's just going to take another attack route and going for that 3rd base and deny mining once again. But I think he did spot that out. He's going to spot it out eventually. Yeah, he already has some roaches to come and intercept this coming in. Oh wow,
really,
but
go down to Hydra then. He's got the lair done.
He does have plenty of roaches and
yeah, and he's making a bunch of wings, so that's gonna help him with them stalkers.
he's gonna start making some Ravagers. I don't think the thing is that OFE does not realize he's not on 1 base. Eventually, Ethan Y'all is just not gonna have enough from this 1 base to hold it. But I don't think he realizes what's. OFE does not actually know what's going on now.
Yeah, I don't think he knows that he's only on 1 base. He's gonna be mining out shortly, and he is still mining from that gold base.
Yeah, at this point, you can just. There is quite a. Oh wow, there is a lot of these stalkers that are hurting pretty bad. But I mean, I'm pretty sure each of these stalkers is worth a lot of value, and just getting rid of these.
Only on 1 base. I mean, all he really has to do is go down and if he builds up just any type of army and take out that cybernetics core, then he can't warp in any more stalkers.
He really wants to get rid of this 3rd base. It's probably gonna just blink in now thinking about it. But at the same time, OFE's gonna pull back at this point. Watch, he's gonna see this army coming and he's gonna blink in and bet. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh wow, oh man, if he's gonna snipe out that Roach Warren, it's gonna be huge, but he's kinda not knowing what to do at this point. He's going for Overlords for some reason. I don't really see what's going on here.
Yeah, that's a long way around to get to those stalkers. But he's actually got roaches on both sides. He is going to take out the base, but he's got roaches on both sides, so he's able to actually surround some of the stalkers.
And he kept the most important tech alive, as well as now here comes some hydras to go and clean the rest of this up.
Yeah, he's going to clean that up. The supply is 44 to 22. There's a GG well played. Yeah, doing that off on one base, I think that was maybe not the best decision. So that actually ties it up 3-3.
Oof. 3-3. That was a good game.
Yeah.
I wonder how that build actually held up in ladder, because, like, it seemed effective, but, I mean, he wasn't doing any damage with it whatsoever. It all comes down to this in terms of who wins this at this point.
Yeah, tied 3-3.
Oof, this is going to be a good game.
Yeah, I mentioned that Hydra down because that's definitely the answer. And he did get the +1 missile, so once he had that done and the Hydra's out, that took care of those stalkers.
Oof, that was a good game.
Oh, if he says, yeah, I didn't like that map.
Let's see. What map is left? I don't think any of the maps are left, right? Darkness Sanctuary. Oh, man. Darkness is the final map.
Yeah, that last map, it's really a tough map, the way that gold base is set up.
Oof, this is interesting. All right, we're gonna load up into Darkness Sanctuary, and let me get out of this overlay. There we go. All right.
Well, it's definitely been a great series.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, good series to cast.
Yeah. It's always fun when you can cast a series that, you get to an ace match, and I mean, I've casted some that have gone 4-1 or 4-0, and
thank you, Droptimus, for giving us 100 bits, as well as Jedi's Edit for the 60 bits. Oof, really appreciate it, guys. Wait, what? Why are we in teams of 2? There we go. I have no idea why.
I really didn't feel like playing tonight. I mean, I could, but
whoopsie. Raise check.
Yeah, I really like this map.
A ZVZ on Darkness Sanctuary.
Oh jeez.
Oh my. All right, let's do this, boys.
Yeah, they're bringing out their ace. They're bringing out a Masters 3 on this map.
I have faith in OFE. I like him a lot. Oof, here we go.
ZVZ on this map. This is definitely even though it's a 4-player map, I've seen a lot of cheesy plays on this map in ZVZ. A lot of people think you can take your third base really quickly, and a lot of players will just take that third base and just mass up lanes.
All right, spawning, and the bottom left, representing Cyclones Anonymous, sporting the pink drones. It is Anxiety.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, playing for Psionic Aftermath, hoping to win the match, it is our teal Zerg player, OFE.
Now this is the final match of the night. Whoever gets this gets all the marbles. And I really appreciate how they are doing exactly the same pathing, apart from the Overlord. Synchronized Overlord dancing from very far distance.
Yeah, it's nice that at least they sent them both north, I guess, if you want to look at it that way, because if you get an advantage by scouting the other one first, it can make a huge difference. Now, where is the second Overlord from Anxiety going? I don't see it on the map.
It doesn't even exist yet, and is now just getting the waypoint. This Overlord's gonna have the scouting information way earlier than he is. Yeah, at this point, he'll definitely know exactly where it is. Except for Anxiety, will not know exactly where it is until he spots out the other Overlord. All relatively even. OFE does have a slightly later spawning pool than Anxiety at this point. But where are these Lings going to go? They don't know exactly where he is. And this Overlord's not even going to scout out this Overlord until it actually reaches his base. So that's kind of big in a sense, because OFE's going to know exactly where he is.
Yeah, this is what Anxiety's doing. He's pulling up his Lings. He stopped droning, and he's pulling up his Lings. But if OFE happens to notice that there's no drones at the natural base, he does find them, and he was able to get a scout on it. If he sees there's no drones there, then he's going to be able to we'll see if he is continuing to drone. But Anxiety's doing just what I was saying on this map. They can get a little bit cheesy, and they can just not drone and just mass up Lings.
OFE is going to start sending out, knowing that what's going on. There is quite a few Lings, though. Metabolic Voos is actually going to favor Anxiety before, but is he going to catch this out? It definitely seems so, but OFE is just going to pick up his tail and run. You guys see exactly what he does next. He does have 2 queens at home, but this looks a bit sketchy. He does have 10 Lings on the way. Let's hope that he can manage to hold the line while... Oh, and these Lings are just going to get wrapped around. Oh, no. This is going to hurt. Let's see what happens next. Oh, wow. This is just a massacre.
Exactly what I was saying. They can get really cheesy on this map, even 4-player map.
The Bane Nest is down. The Queens are down. I mean, the Bane Nest is still alive.
He is getting some morphed in, but it looks like Anxiety's going to be able to take those out, and he's getting into the line. He's taking out all of the drones for OFE.
Ouch, that definitely hurts. There's still Eva on Worker, so there is a dream. But, I mean, there is still a lot of Lings to deal with here. Wow, no, I don't think so. Yeah, he's gonna take out the tech, but he does not have tech at home, so I mean, I think that's not big of a deal. If he can get a little bit of help from those broodlings, he's actually managing to hold, which is kind of surprising to me. Nothing really to follow up besides he actually manages to save his Bangling Nest, and now the game continues. Oof, this is interesting. I thought he was totally dead there, but at this point, he can confidently hold at this point. Now he's going to start walking across the map with Banes, but he has no tech to follow this up. He only has 12 drones.
I mean, the drone count's fairly even. The only advantage that OFE has, he does have some Banelings. He's got 2, and he's morphing in 2 more. He's also making 6 Zerglings.
If he can catch all those Lings, that'd be huge.
Ooh, there's
like
a
that.
Big Baneling hit right there. A huge Baneling hit.
Oh, he managed to trade one out, but oh my gosh, this is real. Yeah, at this point, oh wow, he's got a lot of Lings on the way, but money connections. That there's a dream. There's a dream. Oh wow, there's a dream. Yeah, and oh wow, and I'm sorry, I'm just acting speechless, folks. This is actually a lot to watch because I'll never get CVZ ever. He's gonna lose a couple of these. Oh, he's gonna trade out one of the Banes. But at this point, just running up. Oh, that would have been huge. But at this point, yeah, he's just gonna keep piling on the pressure. Yeah, none of them are going drones. This is all just alling in. He's finally got his own Bailing Nest. But if he can pick off his hatch, this would be huge. No more production of Lings at that point. Oh, he trades out one of his lings for a Bane. Yeah, but this hatch is going down. You gotta watch those Banes though. You gotta keep his eyes. Oh, he trades them off. Oh, and another huge connection. Oh wow, he managed to take out nearly all of his lings. Oh wow. So it's just a broodlings and two Banes at this point, and he just got endless coming back. OFE with the victory. Wow. Whoa.
Both of us. OFE gets a victory. Both of us. OFE. Wow. What a great haul.
Wow. Dang. Dang. I am completely speechless, folks. I can't believe that major comeback.
You had mentioned casting a ZVZ, how it's hard to keep up with all of the action and everything. You know, we have done that so many times, and you sit there and all of a sudden you go, oh, like that, because you think that a bangling's just gonna crash right into a bunch of zerglings and they micro out of the way, and it's kind of tough to cast those games. But what a great series!
Wow, that was incredible, folks. Wow. Oof, that was quite the comeback of a lifetime right there.
Yeah, that was a great hold.
Wow, I can't believe he managed to keep his tech, and he managed to bring it back. They were both on exactly the same amount of drones, and that ended up being huge. And I can't believe I got to witness that. That was amazing.
Yeah, he had some really good baneling hits there that really changed the tide once they were on the same number of workers, and especially taking out that natural base. Then he knew it was over because he could just outproduce him with the larva.
Oh, that was awesome.
Great hold.
Oof. Wow, I cannot believe what we just watched right now. I'm watching the stream right now, and I can't wait to see the reaction. Oof, that was incredible. I'm watching the last play that made the game where he tried to do his two Banes, but he lost every single one of his links to the two Banes. Oh, yeah, that was just beautiful right there.
Yeah. No, that was a great game, great series, 4-3.
Wow, that was incredible, folks.
Yeah.
Wow, and Psionic Aftermath will end up taking the win. GG's for Cyclones Anonymous. I hope to do another clan war against you guys again. That was a great time. Thank you for your time, folks.
Enjoyed casting with you. It was a fun series to watch, and definitely hope to do it again.
Thank you, Kidnap, for showing up today.
No problem.
Really appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime.
I hope you guys have a good day. I am Sentinel, and this is Kidnap. We're going to sign off for now. I'll see you guys later.
Take care.